We are live. Welcome back to a special Friday edition of the West Coast Draft Podcast, a special
Black
Black
Friday.
Friday edition
Black
of the
Friday.
West Coast Draft Podcast. Uh, it's Bo, it's Rob, it's Daniel, and we're back. And you know who else? You know what? Actually, Daniel, we need you to respond to some controversy because earlier this week, Brad Holmes, this is a picture of him if you can't tell, was spotted wearing a hat that clearly says "Go Pat Go," and he clearly didn't want to be seen because he was wearing a fake mustache and glasses as well. But you can tell it's him. How do you think this is gonna affect organizational chemistry?
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm surprised Brad Holmes would pick those colors. I don't think green and yellow really look good on anybody. So Brad Holmes's attractiveness just kind of went down in this picture. But I guess as far as like actual organizational chemistry goes, probably a little bit of infighting. I know Amon Ra, for example, has a pretty deep hatred for the Packers. He has a Green Bay sucks hoodie, and I feel like he's probably going to wear that to every practice now. Dan Campbell is probably going to fire Brad Holmes from Applebee's. I don't know about being able to
Oh
hire him from
man,
the GM
so he did.
position,
So now
but
Brad Holmes doesn't have his fallback job either.
doesn't have his fallback job. Dan Campbell, assistant manager of the month or employee of the month, whatever the commercial was. He's gonna fire Brad.
That's tough. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, Brad Holmes. You know what? I'm sure there's lots of Packers fans out there that'll buy you a beer um, to support your cause.
You know, I
But as
saw
long as you're
today
still,
out of the 15 most drunk cities in America, 10 of them are from Wisconsin.
that doesn't surprise me at all.
Jeez.
It's the brewing capital of the U.S.
You know what was
Probably the
number
brewing
one?
capital of the world. What's that?
Green Bay.
Green Bay. There you go. Drunkest city. Hey, but you know what? They actually do not have the drunkest fans. They did a study. The NFL team whose fans drink the most during games is Cincinnati.
Damn.
I wonder why.
Zach Taylor.
Yeah, I actually don't
Zach
think
Taylor,
that
coach of the
much.
year.
Oh
Hey,
God,
hey,
no.
you
Almost
know
fans
what?
when you
If it was
extend
between
Zach
Zach
Taylor,
Taylor and
hashtag we
Matt
love Zach Taylor.
Eberflus, Zach Taylor would win coach of the year.
If it was between those two, yeah, probably. If it was between, yeah, and throw Antonio Pierce in there too while we're at it.
Antonio Pierce got close to being the Chiefs, though.
He did,
Yeah.
but
He kind of got
And
screwed out of being the Chiefs
I was
pretty
gonna
big
say,
time
then
then.
the Raiders center happened.
yeah, I know I saw Rob fire off a take about JPJ, so it'd be
had
funny if
to
Oregon does lose tomorrow after
had to get
that.
a dig in there. Had to get a
Yeah,
dig in there.
I had to. I had to. You know what's funny too is I feel like a lot of Ducks fans will probably like see your Twitter and think you're serious, but they won't watch this podcast and know you're just trolling them. Like if they watch the pod, if Eugene, Oregon just watched the West Coast Draft podcast, they'd understand that you're just
I've
trolling
never.
that
What are you
part.
saying? I've never trolled in my life. I am a man of honor. I've never once trolled one person on Twitter.
Never, never. But no, the real big fish, the Twitter account
Da, da,
stays
da,
running.
da, 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 da.
But anyways, we've got games to break down. We do not have an angry Bo rant this week
Nice.
because the Cincinnati
Oh.
Bengals did not play.
Oh, that's funny. That's
Um, that's yeah, what it is. Um, 1 second, I just dropped something. Okay, we're back. Um, but we do got games to talk about. We got plenty
Honestly,
of
I want to
NFL
talk
action
about
to break
that
down.
8 overtime game that we just
Do you
watched.
want to talk about the eight overtime game? We'll
Just
talk about we'll
slightly,
talk
just
about it on
slightly.
Tuesday, but let's do a quick take fire off.
Even though it went 8 overtimes, Georgia Tech got so robbed in that game.
Fair enough. Georgia Tech should have gone for two at the end of the first
Yes,
overtime.
they should have. They should have.
It's
Always
dumb.
do it.
Always do it because you have to go for two on the next overtime, anyways.
Yep.
Doesn't make sense not to.
Well, here's the bad thing. The Georgia Tech head coach didn't know you had to go for two on the second
I
overtime.
saw
It's
that
like,
he was
how does this
saying him
keep
out with
happening?
one.
How does this keep happening?
Oh, I did see that. I was laughing pretty hard when I saw that. I was like,
How about
brother,
a
what's his
Thanksgiving
name?
breakdown? How was Thanksgiving?
Yeah, yeah. So,
How was Thanksgiving
uh,
for you guys? Well, Thanksgiving
it was
breakdown.
good. You know, kind of low key, which is never a bad thing.
Nice, nice. Big
very,
Thanksgiving.
very relaxing for me. I didn't get a chance to see family this year,
Mm,
but Matt did make me pasta bolognese. Shout out, Matt.
nice. front of the pot.
There you go.
So I've
There you
been
go.
munching on
That's a
that
win.
the last couple of
Yeah.
days.
Had a nice Thanksgiving. Made the Russell Wilson mac and cheese again.
There you go.
Fucked with the Niner family member.
There you go. I shot rode a quad around. I shot a pellet gun at a beer
Nice.
can from about 30 yards away. Didn't hit it, I'm afraid to say. Actually,
Mm.
maybe I did. There was a hole in it that I think I made, but it didn't fall down. So
Okay.
it's a sturdy beer can.
Okay.
And then I did some karaoke to some High School Musical, which hell yeah, man.
I upgraded. It was a $20 upgrade to a exit row seat for the flight down, so I jumped on that.
There you go. There you go.
Bo, I have a thought. You
Yes.
may be from California, but your vibe screams like North Texas.
I've been told that many times.
I feel like
Really?
being from Sacramento for you doesn't make sense, man. I feel like you'd be from like Fort Worth or like
Sacramento is obvious. Speaking in California in general, the thing about a big state like that is you are going to get a lot of different environments. In that, I'm not a Bay Area guy. I'm not a SoCal, LA guy. I'm not even like a super far Northern California Humboldt hippie. Sacramento's farm country, man. Sacramento's farm country. So
Wow.
that's what I'm used to.
surprised
So
you're not
hey,
You're
a
not
Broncos
like
fan,
the
dude.
Calgorithm? What?
I am not part of the Calgorithm, I'm afraid. I rooted for Stanford growing up. You think I'd be part of the Calgorithm? Get out of here.
Nah, man.
Speaking of
Bo's a
Stanford,
closet. Actually, no. Bo's a closet Bears fan. I've been on these podcasts before. You are a closet Bears fan, bro. They are your
Speaking
NFC team. It's okay. You can admit it. They are your
speaking
NFC
of
team.
Stanford, though, oof,
Yikes, Troy Taylor. Oh, brother.
that's got to be it for him, man.
Probably. You know what? San Jose State wasn't that bad this year. Maybe they'll give him one more shot.
I'd give him one more year.
Oh man, there were actually it's funny though. You bring up the Bengals Bears comparison because I believe it was posted in r/Bengals that the Bengals and Bears are like the same team this year because they were 4-7. Both had a double-digit win over the Panthers, but an embarrassing home loss against the Patriots. Both of them like had a bunch of like last-minute losses. They both lost to the Commanders. Let me see if I can find this post actually because it was really funny when I. Let's see, r/Bengals. Let me see if I search here for Bears. Can I find this post? No. Oh, wait, here it is. Oh, perfect. Yeah, here we go. So both 4-7 on the year. 30 plus win, or sorry, double digit win over the Panthers. 3-score win against a 2-9 AFC team. Bears had the Jags, Bengals had the Raiders. 1-score win against a team not at full strength. Bears had the Rams, Bengals had the Browns. Uninspiring win against a team where the defense shined versus a poor quarterback. Bears had the Titans, Bengals had the Giants. Here we go. It gets worse. Close road loss against a conference rival that came down to the final play.
Ooh.
Bears Commies, Bengals Chiefs. 1-point loss to a division rival. Bears Packers, Bengals Ravens. Home field goal overtime loss to a division rival in a game where your kicker missed a field goal. Bears
Oof.
Vikings, Bengals Ravens. Embarrassing home loss to the Patriots. 20-point loss to a bird team. Bears Cardinals, Bengals Eagles. Early season 1-score primetime loss to a number 2 overall quarterback from the other conference.
Oh.
Bears Texans, Bengals Commanders. And then there was no link between the Bears loss to the Colts and the Bengals loss to the
So
Chargers.
remember
It fell apart
preseason
there.
when you guys said the Seahawks were probably going to lose to the Bears? I don't think that's
Probably not anymore. I don't know actually who the Bears play next week because they're gonna
Thomas
get the head
Brown,
coach.
baby.
Not the Seahawks. Seahawks.
Oh, it's not
played
the Seahawks. That's right. You're right. You're right.
We don't play them for
Yep.
a while.
Yeah.
So what this whole post is getting at is the level of play of Joe Burrow is the same level of play as Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams has actually kind of been balling the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bears,
he has.
Bears are at the Niners next week.
Oh yeah. Okay. Take the Bears.
No,
We're taking
no.
the Bears.
This
In week
week,
14?
the Bears are at, or the Niners are at Buffalo.
No. That's this
Next
week. He means
week.
next
Oh,
week.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, week 14. Yeah, Bears at Niners. Oh yeah, take the Bears in that one. Which the trajectory of the Niners, we might have taken them anyways.
Yeah.
So, but all right, boys. Yeah,
So
that's something.
Eberflus got fired.
He's gone. He got canned.
No,
You know the rumor that's
I
heating up.
wanted an extension for him, man.
You know the rumor
Did the
that's
wait?
heating
Did the
up.
Lions still have another game against the Bears on the schedule? I think they still got one more.
Yeah,
Right?
we do. We got to go to Soldier Field.
So
In the
What
Daniel,
week is that?
you
Week
know,
18 or
you know what
That
rumor
is
there is for the
we.
next Bears head coach?
who is that?
Daniel, take a guess.
That is. Wait, hold up. Week
Cliff
16,
Kingsbury.
No.
December
I think that
22nd.
would be a good fit. It is
December.
Dan
Okay, so
Lanning.
not Dan Lanning. That's
There's rumors
interesting.
of Dan Lanning to the Bears.
What about Lincoln Riley?
He's Lincoln Riley's got to be worried about getting fired.
Yeah, I know, right? But still, I feel like his name was all over NFL
I remember when I was
coaching.
like, "Oh, Lincoln Riley should take over for Pete Carroll."
Oh yeah, one USC coach to another. Brother, that didn't age well. You're
No,
right.
that
That
was
did
like when
not
he was
age
at
well.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's true. That's
That was
true.
like 2020, 2021 or something.
Yeah, that was a while ago at this point. Yeah, I guess he hasn't. His name hasn't been thrown around in head coaching, or head
Yeah.
coaching jobs as much
It's
as it
getting
used
pretty
to.
warm. It's getting
Yeah.
pretty warm.
Right.
I don't think they could fire him this year, but if he has another mid-year next year,
Well, he's probably getting close to the end. I don't know of the contract because this is year
no,
4 and
this is year 3.
or sorry, year 3. Year 3. How much is this was it? Did he sign like a 10-year mega deal or something?
He signed a big. He signed a.
Let me
He had
see. I just want to see how many
years.
years was on it. Lincoln
It
Riley.
might be 10.
If it's 10, then yeah, never mind. That's not even close to the top. Yep, never mind. 10
I
year,
think after
110 million.
after next year,
Yeah.
it could happen. Jen Cohen, way to leave.
Right. Good job. Good job. But anyways, boys, we got some games to talk about here. We got relatively, I don't know. The early slate of games last week was pretty insane. After
Oh,
that, it kind of fell apart. After that, it was pretty
Yeah.
lame actually. But the early slate of games was fun, and the Thursday night game was fun. What's
It
all
was the
these
snow
fun
globe.
Thursday night games
I think we already
recently?
talked about that game.
Did we already talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
We did. Okay.
Because we were talking about how much I love Jameis.
Let's
Jameis
hop over
needs
to
to
be a
Vikings at
commentator.
Bears, the game of the century, fellas.
Let's get right into it.
Jameis
Well, I can tell
needs
you're
to be a
excited, so go
commentator when he's
ahead.
done.
Oh,
Jameis needs to
absolutely.
be a commentator. I
Absolutely.
love Jameis, man.
I agree.
I can tell you're excited to talk Vikings Bears, Daniel. So I'll let you take the reins.
How the fuck are the Vikings 9-2? How? Okay, guys, they're good. KOC is a brilliant coach. Honestly, I've given, you guys know this. I've given my props to the Vikings. I've never called them shit. I've always said they were a good team this year. They've played well, they're well coached, but guys, they're not 9-2 good. They're not
Hey,
good.
but now that they
Watching
got
them play,
Daniel Jones,
I expect 7-4, maybe 7-4. That's still pretty good. That's a playoff contender. How the fuck are they 9-2, dude? That's all I gotta say, man. And the Bears. That nothing to say about them.
Oh, I saw something funny at the end of that game. The Bears were in field goal block safe.
oh gosh,
Yeah.
When they got their field goal blocked last week.
Imagine recovering an onside kick, forcing overtime, and then still losing in overtime.
Yep.
Caleb Williams took one of the worst sacks I've ever seen a quarterback take in that.
It was such a mistake not firing Eberflus last year. Such a mistake.
Yeah, so apparently a lot of rumors have been coming out about that. Apparently Ryan Poles wanted to keep Eberflus, but like all the people around him in management, they all wanted to get rid of him. But
Right
Poles
now?
had the final say, so that's why they kept him.
Okay.
Yep, and then they got rid of him. He's the first coach to get fired mid-season in Bears history.
Well, I heard
I saw that.
like revolting. That's why they fired him.
Bears fans say he was almost as bad as Mark Trestman.
Ooh,
That's pretty fucking bad, man.
If it weren't for Ryan Poles, he'd be looking a lot worse.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. The Bears are like the new Lions. I don't know how to feel about that.
on the lines of the new Packers.
Well, actually, no, they're the new Patriots. We're the future.
The Packers were always the NFC Patriots, anyways.
The Packers
not
have had
quite
a
as
better
successful.
run than the Patriots if you're talking about sustainable success, not Super Bowl.
That's true. That's
Packers
true.
have been doing it.
The Packers have never really bottomed out. Like
No,
even
they
though
did. They
that.
did in the '80s. They were pretty bad in the '80s.
Oh, okay. I mean, like since like the Favre
Oh
Rodgers run
no, that's what I'm
started.
saying. Yeah, that's the argument.
No, they were pretty bad in 2018. They went 6-9.
1 year.
They still finished with the 12th overall pick. When I think bottom out, I think like a top 4 or 5 pick.
Yeah.
Well, I choose to believe what I want to believe about that fucking excuse of a franchise that I can't
Yeah,
stand.
you're lucky they're not in your conference. They're so fucking annoying.
Yeah, we have the Chiefs to deal with.
True.
And we
just
had the Patriots before that.
You know what my dream for the Packers is, boys? I want an ownership group to actually buy that team so their fans have to see how shitty some owners can be.
I will
And they have
say
to live like
this
the
for
rest
the
of us.
Chiefs. They have played in an absolutely way harder version of the AFC than the Patriots ever had to deal with in that 20-year stretch.
True.
So I
That's
got to
true.
give some props for them still going on a repeat and winning 3 of 4. I got to give
That's
them
true.
some props for that.
But Robert, are you?
But they haven't had to deal with. But counterpoint, they have not had to deal with Steelers black magic. The Patriots had to
Ooh.
deal with the Steelers black magic.
That was like the only challenge ever to the Steelers or to the Ravens. And like,
How could you guys forget
and one
about
time the Ravens?
Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning was a playoff choker.
That commercial.
Except he had a winning record against Brady in the playoffs.
What? Well, yeah, because
Manning.
but he choked to other teams though.
That's true. That's true. But he at least could beat Brady in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But like,
Which not a lot of people could. So
no.
Peyton Manning.
I saw people like I saw someone bring up some good ones of the Chiefs bullshit sucks, but it's nowhere near as bad as the luck the Patriots had with penalties. And I saw like that one of like Chris Jones
that's
hitting
not
his
true.
shoulder. Patriots were way luckier than the Chiefs.
You know what the Chiefs dynasty has
know.
given us, though? It's given us the best AI compilations I've ever seen.
Oh, the AI compilations,
They are
brother.
great.
The fact that the Bengals are the victim of like how half of those AI compilations fucking hurts me. I watch them and I laugh, but I'm also like angry at the same time. I did like that one, the Lions Chiefs Super Bowl that I sent you guys.
Oh yeah,
That was good.
that was
Aiden
amazing.
Hutchinson coming in on his bionic leg, and I brought help. Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, and Sam Darnold.
Why can't the
That was
NFC
funny.
be this trash when the Seahawks were on their run, man?
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. Well, actually, it's funny. The funny thing about the NFC back when the Seahawks were on their run is it wasn't like one team that they consistently had to worry about. Like at the start of it, it was the Niners, but they fell off after a couple of years. And then it was like the Panthers for a couple of years.
Yeah,
And then it was like the
Packers,
Saints for a couple of
the
years. The
Saints.
Packers were always kind of hanging around
Cowboys had some
there.
good years.
Cowboys had some good years. So it's funny. It wasn't like one team that was just like consistently a thorn
and
in
we
their
would always
side.
get beaten up. Like by the end of the season, we'd just be pretty hurt.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you play with that place.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I mean, I guess the Chiefs have had the Bills, I guess, would be the consistent thorn in their side they've
Bengals have
had.
been a thorn in their side.
Bengals have been a thorn in their side when they've made the fucking playoffs. I'd say the Bills have been the most consistent one, though, and
yeah.
obviously I say that as a Bengals fan. Ravens, they actually kind of have the Ravens number, actually.
They really do. They have their number.
Yeah, it's probably Bills, Bengals, and then that's pretty much it for them, honestly.
The Raiders.
Even though
low key the Raiders.
Low key, the Raiders always play them tough. That's definitely true.
That's the only divisional opponent that plays them tough.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny too because the Chargers play them tough some years too. But it's like
I feel like people just remember the Herbert first start and think that they play them tough when it hasn't really been the case.
Oh no, I mean like from a win-loss standpoint, the Chiefs own the Chargers, but from like a quality of game standpoint, very few of those games have been blowouts.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, so, they've gone against like the AFC West during their run, just like the AFC East was just garbage for 20 years with Brady was there. The AFC West has been horrible, especially when you think about the coaches that have been there. Yeah. Brandon Staley,
Antonio Pierce, Hackett, Josh McDaniels.
It's just like What the
Sometimes
hell?
I wonder. There's an alternate universe where John Gruden just didn't send those emails, and the Raiders might actually be kind of decent now.
Yeah, I mean they were bad under him.
Lest we forget Nathaniel Hackett in that list.
Mm.
I did say Nathaniel Hackett.
Oh yeah, he did say
Oh, never
Nathaniel
mind.
Hackett, yeah.
We fired Hot Shot.
Oh, what's his name? Vic Fangio. I
Oh
was trying to remember who
God.
the other
The only
other
thing I remember from the Vic
Broncos coach.
Fangio years was him being pissed at Adam Gase and not shaking hands after making his whole team go to the locker room and not shake hands.
Oh, I do remember that.
And he was right
Gosh.
to do that. He was right to do that.
I also remember he fucking hated Drew Lock's guts, which is really funny because he was his draft pick. He hated Drew Lock, which I get, but
I get.
um, yeah, man,
Drew
we got
Lock
in
was
quite the
stick to
tangent
stuck to
there.
hoops. He had a really good. He's just nails from the 3-point line.
Speaking of NFC North teams, I guess to keep it rolling though, because we went on quite the tangent there. Welcome to the sidetrack. Detroit Indy, Daniel, take it away, because I honestly didn't
Ah,
watch a single second of this game.
of course not, bro. We're the future New England Patriots. I woke up and I was like, nah, we're gonna crush this team. And look what happened. We played a
We did.
C- game and still blew the doors off this Colts team, bro. Let's ignore that they dropped a sure touchdown pass in the second quarter. No, we absolutely crushed these guys. Future New England Patriots. Even the Patriots of old, man, they had games like this where it wasn't as great, but they still won by 20, and we still just look like an absolute fucking juggernaut. And
Well, you won by 18, actually.
We piss, Robert. We piss on the rest of this
It
league.
quadrupled their score.
I was just
Only
thinking about
won
this.
by 18.
This is our last NFL pod until we are in Arizona.
It's true. Next
That's
one will be
true.
live.
Yeah.
And it'll be nice because there will only be conference championships on the live pod day.
That'll be a fun day. That will be a fun day.
So we won't be so focused on football. We can do fun stuff.
I love the. Actually, the Detroit Lions don't exist anymore. They actually changed their name to the future New England Patriots. They just happen to be based in Michigan.
Kind of a shitty name. I'm not gonna lie.
Future New England Patriots.
Yeah. Well, what kind of name is that? Come on.
And the Chicago Bears changed their name to the Detroit Lions. Just happen to be based.
Chicago Bears, they changed their name to the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, dude.
When the Green Bay Packers changed their name to.
Liquidated.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Can't wait for that day. I cannot wait for that day. Anyway, that's all I gotta say.
Wouldn't hold your breath. I'm not gonna lie.
Like I said, man, if the world ends, the last thing standing will be that fucking franchise.
I believe it.
Lambeau Field itself will disappear before the franchise does.
Oh, probably. Honestly, they'll have to build a new stadium eventually because all the old metal's gonna get rusty. It's gonna start falling apart. It's gonna be like Aloha Field was in Honolulu.
Yeah, call Jerry Jones.
Yeah. They had to worry about the sea air in Honolulu. That was a little different situation than lake air, salts and everything. It's bad for metal. Speaking of the new future New England Patriots, though, the current New England Patriots suck. Suck shit. How's that for a segue? They got killed by the Dolphins. Which to be fair, Dolphins are playing at home and it's still November. They haven't reached the part of the year they struggle with yet. We'll talk about a game where they struggled with it, but
Yeah, will.
against the noble franchise, it should be noted. But anyways, we'll talk about that when we talk Thanksgiving. I don't know, not a lot of takeaways on this one, other than that the Patriots still suck ass, and that the Dolphins playing a home game against a bad team look like the vintage Dolphins. Drake May is pretty good, actually. I can't lie. Drake May is solid. I feel vindicated. Drake May truther. Honestly, all the quarterbacks have been pretty good so far, except for JJ McCarthy, who hasn't played, and Michael Penix, who also hasn't played. Of the 4 first-round quarterbacks that have actually played, good early returns. Tampa, New York, just absolute slaughterhouse here.
Vita Vea.
Giants suck. They cut Daniel Jones, which I think we already talked about, but they cut Daniel Jones, and he is now a Minnesota Viking. Minnesota Viking.
I can't
Daniel
believe
Jones.
Dable still has a job.
Yeah, he'll be gone soon. He'll be gone at the end of the year. Minnesota Viking Daniel Jones. Crazy to think about.
And you know what? He's gonna play really, really well with that team if he gets any reps.
Bench
Honestly, he
Sam
probably
Darnold.
will. Probably will.
Back whisperer, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
Speaking of crazy games, though, Dallas, Washington. That ending
Dude,
sequence,
yeah.
Terry
That
McLaurin
game was
bomb.
on Madden shit, man.
Terry McLaurin bomb fucked up the extra point among another one earlier in the game. Onside kick taken for a touchdown.
This game was on drugs, man.
It was.
Special teams coaches needed to be fired after that game.
Wasn't it like 13-9 with 5 minutes to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like an onslaught.
Yeah. After that, it was on drugs, man. That's the only really way to say it. This game was fucking wild. It was a joy to watch. It was a joy to watch the end of this game. It was hilarious. But chaotic. And if you took the under on this game, boy, you were feeling really good for about 55, 56 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you didn't. Um, yeah. Fucking Austin Seibert playing through injury, coming back early, game declared active, missing the game tying extra point, and then getting put on IR the next day. That's why you don't play through injury. That's why you don't play through injury. I don't care if you get called soft. Never play through injury, especially if you're a kicker. Not worth it. Not worth it. Shanking the game tying extra point. That's rough, man. Wasn't even close. What's next? Chiefs got away with some lucky bullshit to get out of Carolina. To be fair, I wouldn't say that any ref calls go their way. They just had Panthers drop passes and Mahomes with a 30-yard scramble on third down to get in field goal range. Can't keep getting away with this, man. Hey, all I'll say about the Chiefs versus the Bengals, when the Bengals went to Carolina, we won by 10 points. Didn't need a last second field goal to win. When we hosted the Raiders, we beat them by like 30. Didn't need a last second fumble to win. Awesome. I can't think of any other more comparisons. What teams have we even beaten yet?
No, according to NFL AI, apparently Mahomes uses dark Mahomes magic, and that's how he got that 30-yard scramble off in the first place because he just couldn't be touched. But then
Dark magic.
But there was like a Panthers player that like barely got him in bounds, and then he apparently just got executed and taken to the Arrowhead Shark Pit.
He did get, and you know what? He was executed.
You had to listen to a Taylor Swift performance.
Oh God, that's a fate worse than death right there. Prefer the execution.
Tell you what, man, Chiefs games, they got some rough punishments, man. That's what makes them hard to play.
The NFL AI, that's what makes it hard to play. You're afraid for your life.
Exactly.
Breathing neared Lord Daddy Mahomes. 50-yard penalty.
Automatic
Automatic Chiefs win. Number 24 has been executed. You expect to hear number 24 has been ejected like they do in college. Number 24 has been executed. A dude with an axe pulls up.
And it's kind of funny, like there was one with like the Broncos defense, and the refs were like, "Don't touch him, good boys." The Broncos defense gets a Rice Krispie treat for not touching our Lord and Savior Mahomes.
Oh, brother. Oh, brother. NFL AI. Honestly, NFL AI is making this shit season worth it for me. because some of the stuff that comes out, especially after Chiefs games, is just priceless. Um. Anyways, we got another Chiefs game to talk about in a couple minutes, so we won't hang on this one for too long. Titans Texans. Is it time to call the Texans frauds? Are we there
Yes.
yet?
At least for this year, yeah. I think in the long term they got a good core. I think D'Amico Ryans is a good coach, but at least for this year, it's very much a sophomore slump.
Is Bobby Slovic cooked?
Yeah,
Were we too quick to crown Bobby Slovic? Everyone online is saying that.
Oh
So
yeah.
he's cooked. When
yeah,
your quarterback Orlovsky's, bro, you're cooked.
right. And CJ Stroud, man. I mean, I was getting plenty of hot takes off on this one about how 3 months ago everyone was taking Stroud over Burrow. But
Oh, man.
I mean, come on. And a point that someone who, a friend of mine who's a Texans fan actually made was like, well, 3 months ago it was true. I'm sorry. 12 months ago, Burrow was better. 3 months ago, you can say Stroud was better, but now it's inarguable Burrow's better. Therefore, was Stroud ever really better? Or were we just in a weird stage where we want some
Stroud
controversy
was
called the
balling last year,
offseason?
man.
We're just too quick to crown, folks. We're too quick to crown rookies. Hell, we're seeing that right now. We're seeing that right now with I literally a few minutes ago I said the rookies were playing well. Um we were too quick to crown Jaden Daniels as the second coming a couple months ago. Not to say he's bad by any means. He's still playing good ball, but a lot of people were very quick to say he's a top five quarterback already, and he's definitely come back down to earth. With injuries being a part of that, to be fair. But hey, the Titans won. Good for them, I guess. Um, Broncos, Raiders. Raiders suck. Broncos are pretty good. I don't know. I don't have a lot of takes on this one.
Yeah.
Niners, Packers. Niners are cooked. They're just, they're done. Too many injuries. Their season's over. They probably missed
Packers
their
prove
window.
once again that if the world ends, they will be the last thing standing on this planet.
I think it's fair to say at this point the Niners window is shut, at least for this
Yep.
season.
For this
And
season.
now
Window's
they're
closed.
gonna have to
Yeah.
and they're gonna have to sign Purdy in next offseason.
Have
So
to
it's
pay him
probably gonna be
That's
$60 million.
true. Yeah. With contracts, they're kind of fucked.
yeah.
It's gonna be interesting how they
Well, not
manage
just
that.
contracts, but the aging of Trent Williams, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey.
And even on top of that, too, they're kind of proving because they've had some injuries this year. They don't have the greatest depth. They have a lot
Nope.
of Pro Bowlers, but they don't have a lot of great depth behind them.
They have
No,
not
they
been
do not.
drafting well lately.
They haven't. They've had a rough couple of years.
Tyrion Davis Price and Noah Gray, baby. Ricky Pearsall.
Rough. Hey, Ricky Pearsall's made some plays, man.
He did nothing in the Seahawks Niners game.
Holy-
Only good pickup they've had in the last few years has been, I hate to say it, but I finally have to at this point. It's Jawan Jennings.
Juwan Jennings. Hey, Hey, another one you probably hate to say, Diamonor Lenore. Also, pretty good pickup. He's good, man. He's good.
I don't know. He got burned in the Seahawks game and like got a 15-yarder for trying to fight Ken Walker.
Diamonor Lenore is good, man.
I disagree.
You know, Rob, I have a hot take for you. If DK Metcalf was a Steeler, he would be the way George Pickens is now.
Probably because they've got like asbestos in the walls of the Steelers
They got
receiver
like
room.
some spore that they can't find out where it is in the receiver room.
Every Steelers receiver comes out of that room fucking like brain dead. It's weird.
I saw like a picture of it's like, man, these guys are all assholes, and it's Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, and Anthony Brown, like 2016.
Yeah.
Now,
I wonder
Uh,
if anyone was saying that back in 2016.
I don't know. See, here's my thing. I think Pete Carroll's very players be yourself coaching may have hurt DK a little bit. Tomlin isn't like that as much. So maybe we could see something a little bit different. The spazziness has not been there at all this year for DK. It really hasn't. Even with the teams like the Niners putting a bounty on getting him a personal foul.
Let me check something real fast, actually, because we're already talking about the Steelers. I'm curious about something. 1, 2, 3. Huh. The Steelers have played 3 games all year that were not one score.
Russ Magic, baby.
There you go. I mean, that was back when Russ was Fields was the
Fields, yeah.
quarterback too.
Remember people were mad about that, and Russ is looking pretty damn good.
And I mean, come on. And they were against the Chargers, which, fair. Chargers are a good team. Raiders and Jets.
Ugh.
Every other game has been one score.
As you said
Even
earlier,
their
my
losses.
friend.
Even the
As you said
losses.
earlier, my friend. Black magic.
Steelers black magic. They'll always have to say they're only 1 win away from clinching their millionth winning season in a row.
Ugh.
Yeah.
They're they're due. They're so due for being bad, just like the Packers, man.
They have insane luck in one score game. Let's see. Okay. I don't want to make every single pod just all about the Bengals, and I feel like we do a pretty good job of
No, you
balancing.
you
But
don't. You don't.
I just want to say again, all but 3 games have come down to one score. They are 1, 2, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2. They're 5-3. Okay, 5-3 is actually not okay. 5-3 is about 500. That's kind
Can
of
you go
what
back
you
to their
expect
schedule
in
for a
one
second?
score
I just
games.
want to look at
What's
something.
that? Oh yeah, sorry. 5-3 in one score games is honestly like that's normal-ish. That's not ridiculous.
Ah, damn, the old stat isn't true. But like during the LOB era, Russ was like winless when the opponent scores more than 28. But different period.
So 5-3. Okay, so 5-3 in one score games. Again, do you know what the Bengals record in one score games is?
Winless?
Not winless. We have one. 1-6.
Oof.
1-6 in one score games. And the one, and even the one was the Browns getting garbage time points to make this game look closer than it actually was. There are a garbage time touchdown and 2-point conversion away from being 0-6 in one score games. Again, in the NFL, you expect to be about 500 of those games. 1-6. What the fuck, Zach Taylor? Anyways, we'll talk about that later because we do have to pick a Bengals game later. Meanwhile, the Chiefs. I don't even know what the Chiefs' record in one score games is off the top of my head. Probably crazy. Let's see. All right, let's do this. Okay. Obviously, they've only got the one loss. They've only got the one loss, and it wasn't a one score game. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9-0 in one score games.
Good teams win them.
I guess, but man, fuck, dude. 9-0 in one score games? Again, on like an you expect that number to be about 500. You expect about 50-50. It's a coin flip usually. 9-0 and 1-6.
Nothing nefarious going on in there. Trust me.
It's the nefarious fucking overlords, man. It's the nefarious fucking overlords. Anyways, Cardinal Seahawks. Go ahead and take it away, Mr. Rob. Is that a new hat, by the way?
No, I've had it for a while actually. I got it.
Oh.
So I didn't get it from the Seahawks actually, but I got it from Simply Seattle because the
There
Seahawks
you
weren't
go.
selling these. But after Mike McDonald was wearing them, Simply Seattle made one, and I've been dying to get a hat like this because this is the old Chuck Knox hat.
Mhm.
Or Chuck Noll. I forget which one's the Seahawk or which is the Steeler. I think it's
Must
Knox.
be Chuck Knox. I think Chuck Noll is the Steelers guy.
Yeah, so yeah, it's the old Chuck Knox hat. So it looks, it's a trucker hat in the back. I'll bring it to down to Arizona. I like it a lot. People, I always wore it when I was out doing doorbelling on the weekends. People liked it.
You talking? Sorry.
Nope. I was done. If you
Oh, I didn't know if you had any takes on Cardinal Seahawks. I didn't.
oh, I thought you had okay. I didn't know we transitioned yet.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, that was probably the best defensive game all year. That was awesome. Leonard Williams went insane, absolutely insane. I think his stats were 2.5 sacks, 3 TFLs, nine pressures, 4 hurries, like 5 tackles, and a pass defended. He went absolutely insane. He just absolutely bull rushed the hell out of old friend of the pod, Evan Brown. Uh, and he even had one of his sacks playing edge. They can use him everywhere. He's just an awesome player. Tyrese Knight and Ernest Jones, another awesome game from them. But that pick six, holy shit! Devin Witherspoon had one of the most insane plays I've ever seen a corner make in like a run defense mode. He crashed the running back, did a full 360, chased Murray out in the flat, forced the bad throw. Kobe Bryant pick six, Marshawn Lynch nut grab end zone. That was awesome. Offense still a little shaky. Another Geno red zone pick in the end zone, but got the job done against a good Cardinals team. And it looked like Jonathan Gannon was pissed at Mike McDonald post game.
There you go. There you go. And we
Yeah,
will be
no, the
watching
defense
the
was
rematch in a
awesome.
few weeks.
I know, yeah, it'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
They really McDonald really cooked up some answers to the Cardinals running game. The running that was James Conner's lowest yards since he became a Cardinal. And look who led the game in rushing. Ken Walker with 41. That tells you what kind of day James Conner had. So, when you can't get them if you keep giving them long fields, Cardinals love second and five, third and five. They love that and shorter because you can still run the football. And they just didn't have those opportunities at all. They were like 0 for a lot of the game on third downs. Trey McBride had a really good game, but like he was the only one. It seemed like they just were willing to give that up and really focus on Harrison and Wilson in the run game. So I mean, hey, it worked.
There you go.
Byron Murphy had a key stop on the down before the pick six. And what's crazy is McDonald called a timeout on a play and it actually ran on the fourth down and they got a pass deflection and it stopped it, but they had to do it again and then they had the pick six. Yeah, no. And Tyrell Dodson got embarrassed the other night playing against the Packers. So I was a little questionable about that choice, but I think it was the right call.
There you go.
Robe's got to fix the running game, though. He's got to fix it. Abe Lucas is great having him back. Sounds like Satoa Lamea is starting at guard
I
because
heard that. I heard that
Bradford
this
got
week.
hurt and it was an open competition between him and Haynes. It's like, what the hell is going on? I must really hate Haynes.
Really?
Oh, Timmy's been solid at center. Like, you don't notice him, which is like, that's pretty good for a center. But I'm very worried going up against Quinn Williams this week.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Told you guys about the
Luckily,
Cardinals,
the
though.
Jets are in a little bit of a funk. So
Told you guys about the Cardinals. First place in the NFC, baby. 3 seed.
yeah, for now.
Thanks, Eagles. Thanks, Saquon.
Eh, yeah, right.
What a great 3 seed y'all are. Just so
That
deserving.
reflection on how bad the NFC is. Hey, that line. Hey, get the Lions Eagles tickets ready for late January. I'll just say
Yep,
that.
I agree with that statement.
I mean, shoot. Okay, no, yeah. I mean, the only three teams in the
Packers.
at this point, Packers too. I was gonna say the only three teams in the NFC that I can see winning it at this point are the Lions, the Packers, and the Eagles.
Yep, I agree. I'd like to see a Seahawks Packers matchup. I think we'd match up decently well.
I would hope to God you beat them like by
I
40.
think our
I think
defense match.
y'all play them in a few weeks, don't you?
I think so, yeah. I think our defense matches up pretty good against their
Yeah.
offense. I
Look at that on Sunday Night
thank
Football.
God it's at home. We haven't won in Lambeau in like we never won in Lambeau under Pete.
Please win that game, man. I swear to God, please.
I think that's like one of the only places Pete didn't win at was at Lambeau.
There you go. Seahawks to prove that they can compete with the big boys in the NFC.
Oh, stop it. They're the Cardinals.
Speaking of the big boys, though, Eagles killed the Rams. Holy fuck,
Saquon's so
Saquon
fucking
Barkley.
good,
He's
man.
so good,
He's
man.
so
Jesus.
good.
Dude, Giants gotta be regretting that one. Fucking
Oh, brother.
big
Who's
time.
the honestly?
MVP. He should be MVP.
Yeah, I was gonna say
think
Saquon
he
is
should be.
low-key having an MVP year.
He absolutely is.
Yeah. And it'll probably go to Lamar or Josh Allen because quarterback bias, but man,
I'd like to see him
Saquon's
win
so
MVP.
good,
I
man.
think Saquon deserves it, dude.
He does. Watch
Like
them just give
he's
it
a
to
huge
Mahomes.
reason the Eagles are as good as they are right now.
Watch them give
He-
it to Mahomes.
Bro, if they get to
Oh,
the
did you? Oh, wait. Oh, and I know you saw this tweet, by the way, Rob, because I know
Yeah.
you liked it on my burner. Fucking okay. I used to really like Trey Wingo. I'll just say I used to really like Trey Wingo. The past couple of years, ever since he left ESPN, he's become like Chiefs state broadcasting in that he will just defend the fuck out of them on everything. And I'm like, when did this happen? You used to be like, I used to love you when you were at
I
ESPN.
know.
And now all he does is fucking suck off the Chiefs. Everything they do is the greatest thing ever. He refuses to, and every time he could not be involved. It's not like anyone's quote tweeting him or adding him or anything, tagging him, whatever, saying the Chiefs got a call in their favor. And he will find it and quote tweet it and be like, actually, the Chiefs have actually had this many calls go against them. They're actually one of the least called for teams in the league. Get
It's
the
like,
fuck
yeah,
over
sure.
yourself, Trey. Come on, get over yourself. And then today, I know you saw this tweet because again, you liked it. He was like, since week 8, Patrick Mahomes has more touchdown passes than every other quarterback. Not true, actually.
Nope.
He is tied with Joe Burrow for 13 since week 8. How many games has each quarterback played in that
He's gonna
span,
be
by the
tweeting
way?
out in support of Juche soon. Praise Taewon Soo-un.
Yeah.
Sounds like Trey Wingo's
Kim
been
Jong Un. Bringing Juche to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, right.
Bringing the Juche principles of self-reliance to the Kansas City Chiefs. No help from the refs at all. It's all self-reliance. I know a little too much about North Korea ideology.
Are you comparing the Chiefs to North Korea?
Yes.
That's
They're a little more successful than North Korea but I see where you're coming from with that.
You know,
hey, they have the same. Hey, they've got the same colors as the CCP.
They do. Do you know that the myth of the Kim family dynasty is
What's
like
that?
is like the oldest one was like conceived by God or whatever on this mountain in North Korea. Look it up right now. It's
Oh gosh,
I forget the name of the mountain. Look up Kim Il Sung. That's
Kim Il Sung.
Il Sung Mountain.
Pike 2 Mountain.
Pike 2 Mountain. How's the story go? I want to see the story.
Let's see. I'll do Control F for Kim. Oh, here we go. Kim Il Sung organizes resistance.
Like the like where he was born or whatever.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Myth maybe.
Born.
Locations in Korean mythology. That's a good start.
Maybe born.
According to Korean, it was the birthplace of Dangun, the father of Gocho-san, whose parents were.
Skip to Kim Jong Un or Kim Il Sung. Born.
Oh wait, here we go. Kim Il Sung organized his resistance against Japanese, and North Korea claims that Kim Jong Il was born there, although records outside North Korea suggest he was born in the Soviet Union. Okay, here we go. So there you go. Mount Paitu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Praise Juche, my friends.
You know, Bo, to your
so
point.
North Korea doesn't just do the hammer and sickle. They do they do the hammer, the sickle, and the paintbrush because
Oh,
intellectuals are a big part of North Korea.
I can tell. They're
Yeah.
such a successful, prosperous nation.
The
I mean, if you
Democratic
listen to
People's
everything Trey
Republic.
Wingo says, they are.
Yeah, that's Trey Wingo. Trey Wingo is the paintbrush.
Yes, he is.
What are you saying, Daniel?
No, I was just gonna say he's probably been having too many dinners with Chris Collinsworth. That's why
Yeah,
he's
Chris
so
Collinsworth and Tony Romo.
I don't know.
I don't know, Jim. That looked a little Mahomey to me. I don't know, Jim. I played Josh Allen, just made it look a little Mahomey.
Gosh, gosh, you know what? And that's why I respect the hell out of Tom Brady. When he finally did call the Chiefs game earlier this season, he was not all over Mahomes' dick like most color commentators are. I'm not saying he's been a great color commentator, but I respect that he was not just slobbering all over Mahomes' dick like most of them do. But anyways, point being, Kim Jong Trey, uh, as I will now refer to him as, Kim Jong Trey, is spreading fake propaganda. It turns out actually Patrick Mahomes does not lead the NFL in touchdown passes since week 8, which by the way, very specific cutoff, Trey. Um, because he is tied with Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow has played 4 games. Mahomes has played 6, so suck it. Anyways, um, how do we get into this debate? Oh yeah, we were talking about Saquon Barkley MVP. I'm for it. I
I
think he's
mean,
been
that's
the
what happens
MVP.
when a really, really good running back gets to play behind, I guess, the second best O line.
Yeah,
It's close between the Lions and the Eagles. I
yeah.
hmm,
I
if
hope
they
the
still had
NFC
Kelsey,
team
they'd
wins.
be the best.
I hope an NFC team wins the Super Bowl this year. I'd be okay with the Bills,
The
but
Chiefs are inevitable.
hey man, I don't know. You get the Chiefs in a scenario where they're playing up against a better team like the Lions, or you could even argue the Eagles.
I don't think the Eagles would beat the Chiefs.
Okay, we'll say the Lions.
Uh, you mean the Detroit Lions or the future New England Patriots?
Sorry. Actually, funny enough, the Lions, the 3 teams we talked about is the 3 forces in the NFC, the Lions, Packers, and Eagles right now. All 3 of those teams beat the Chiefs last year. So
That's
there you
true.
go. There you go. We were just a season early. Why the fuck did we put the Niners out there? We should have put one of those 3 teams out there. Anyways, actually no, last year's Eagles sucked. So never mind. Where were we? Yeah, I don't know. Eagles destroy the Rams. Saquon Barkley is fucking awesome. Lastly, Ravens, Chargers. Ravens, I don't know. They started slow and then they got hot, took care of business. Yeah, I don't
DeMarco
know.
punts too much.
Yeah. Lamar Lamar wasn't great in this game. At least not passing the ball. He was fine. I don't know. They won. No one's gonna complain about a win, but he was just fine. He was just okay in this game.
All right,
Needs to be
Thanksgiving
said.
games. Thanksgiving games.
All
Thanksgiving
right, let's
games.
get into the Thanksgiving games. Here we go.
Not as stinky
Um,
as I thought.
no, Giants, Cowboys
It
was
wasn't
rough
fun to
for
watch.
a while. The
It was
final score is
close.
much
It was
closer than the
close,
game
but it
was.
wasn't particularly fun to watch.
No. And Dolphins Packers was a fucking blowout.
It sucks. I was hoping Tulane Memphis would be fun, but that didn't work out.
No. The most fun game yesterday was Bears Lions. So go
Yep.
ahead, Daniel. Lead us off with some Bears Lions chat.
Well, boys,
You said you had genuine takes.
I actually have to give real analysis for this game because it wasn't a blowout and there were actually things to talk about. I can't just simp for the future New England Patriots. We looked very mortal in this game. I will say though, the first half of this game, it was looking like it was going to be future New England Patriots. Granted, it was only 16-0, but if you watch the game, the Bears barely had the ball and we really dominated time of possession. And if it wasn't for just getting a bunch of field goals, then it probably would have been 28-0 at the end of the first half. Second half, though, boys, I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. But you know what? It was kind of interesting. So Bears get a touchdown to Keenan Allen, I think, cut it 16-7. Then honestly, this is what I remember mentioning on Thanksgiving. The Lions actually kind of got bailed out by the refs this game. There was a really shitty horse collar tackle on third down that the Bears got called for. That led to us getting another touchdown to take a 23-7 lead. And yeah, I was thinking from there we'd probably cruise to get a win, but then here come all the defensive injuries. Left and right, players dropping like fries. Malcolm Rodriguez apparently tore his ACL, so he's out for the year now. We are missing Malcolm Rodriguez, Alex Anzalone, Aiden Hutchinson. Who else are we missing? Marcus Davenport, John Kaminsky, Derek Barnes, missing Derek Barnes. Carlton Davis III was out this game. Yeah, so Kendall Vildor actually had to start.
Montgomery and Amon Ra were banged up too.
They were banged up playing this game. Taylor Decker was out for the O line. That's the thing, man. I'm having to like remember all these injuries that happened. Zadarius Smith went down for a little bit too, but he came back. There was at one point we had like a full practice squad. Like our D line right now is essentially Zadarius Smith, DJ Reader, Ali McNeil, and just practice squad. That's our D line right now.
How is Darius Smith been for the Lions?
He's been pretty good. Honestly, it's been nice to have him just to have someone we can't get any pressure. That's the thing with the second half is because we have so many D line injuries right now that happened during that game and linebacker injuries. Our front seven's so depleted. Like we cannot get pressure on the quarterback. So Caleb Williams had a field day. Like all the sacks that Caleb Williams took in the second half, they were all his fault. His O line, whether they're good or not, the Lions D line could get zero pressure in the second half. So Caleb Williams either had time to throw or he took shitty sacks. And we'll get back to that point, as we kind of go through the progression of this game. But eventually the Bears did score another touchdown, 23-14. They got a couple field goals as well. Actually, no. They got two more touchdowns. One of them, though, they failed a 2-point conversion. And the other one, they got the two. Or did they get a 2-point or did they get an extra point? No, they kicked an extra point for the second one. And the first touchdown, they missed the 2-point. But anyway, so at one point, it was 23-20. Jake Bates misses his first field goal of the year. So instead of getting a 26-20 lead, we're still only up by 3. And the Bears get one more possession. Ref ball happens. A lot of shitty calls, honestly, going against the Bears, but then that one call against the Lions on fourth down, which honestly, the PI call was bad, but it probably should have been holding on Kendall Vildor, which the holding obviously would have been a lot more beneficial for us, but instead the Bears get a fresh set of downs. And then it happens. Third down, actually, no, second down, Caleb Williams, actually, first down, Caleb Williams misses, it was either DJ Moore or Roma Dunze. Either way, they were wide open, completely misses him. Second down, Caleb Williams takes a bad sack. Should not have taken that sack, but he takes a bad sack. Then it's 3rd and 26 after a penalty. 30 seconds on the clock. Matt Eberflus doesn't use his timeout. Caleb Williams changes the play. So it's partially Caleb Williams' fault too. He changes the play without even calling a timeout. So he spends like 25 seconds behind his own line. Finally gets the ball snapped at 6 seconds left in the game. Takes a really shitty deep shot where the dude's like double covered. Game's over. I was actually really confused when the game ended. I remember laughing my ass off when it happened because I was just thinking, what the fuck just happened? How did the game end like that? I mean, I'll take it, but my God, that was actually a pretty shitty game by the Lions in the second half. Like that fourth quarter was not good from us. It really wasn't. I was scared that we were gonna choke another Thanksgiving game. But then of course we played the Bears. We remember that it's the Chicago Bears. And they choked so bad that they had to fire Matt Eberflus the day after today. And it's their first midseason coaching fire in their history. And that's how the game went. But either way, boys, we are 11-1. It is the best start in our franchise's history. And you know what? It was earned, man. They honestly, for the most part, they did play well. The offense kind of petered out at some point. The defense took way too many injuries. Caleb Williams honestly had some good throws. I think he's got a lot of potential with the Bears. But as I've always said, it's the Bears, and they will always suck. And Caleb Williams and his peak with the Bears will probably look like a little bit better version of Jay Cutler. But he did have some really good plays.
It was funny that Kindle and Vildor almost blew another game for the Lions, but I don't think that was a good call.
And you know what the funniest part of that game was? Besides, of course, the way the Bears choked, Caleb Williams had a play. He made a really good play. Scrambled to the right, found an open receiver for a first down. It was like a third and long play. It was actually a really good play from Caleb Williams. You know what Tony Romo said? He looked a little bit like Mahomes there. Looked a little bit like Mahomes. It's so Mahomey. I don't know, Jim. Caleb Williams is going to be the future Patrick Mahomes. Tony Romo pisses me the fuck off, bro. I'm not even an AFC team fan. Hearing him commentate pisses me off. Just the way he like talks about shit now. He just like he sounds is condescending the right word for the way he describes certain plays?
A little bit, yeah, I can see
I
that.
can see.
Because like there was one play, Jack Fox pinned the Bears in the fourth quarter, punted it to the 1 yard line. But I guess he thought one of the Lions special teamers had his heel like in the end zone, so he thought it was a touchback. And he was going on about, oh, I don't know, Jim. I mean, this is a touchback here. It's gonna be really close. But it wasn't clear, obvious enough to overturn the ref's initial
You
call.
could see a tiny bit of green.
Anyway, man, it's Tony Romo's ridiculous. But you know what? I'll take it. 11-1. It's still a fun season. We're still good. We're still enjoying ourselves. We just hope that the Packers and Vikings actually lose games. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Fun game, funny game, and fun game.
There you go. And lastly, again, with Giants, Cowboys, and Dolphins, Packers. I mean, I don't know what there's to say from these ones.
Oh, I know what there's to say about the Packers game. The minute they went
Okay.
up 7-0, I knew the game was done, and I just took a nap.
Fair enough.
That muffed punt, first fucking they actually the Dolphins actually forced a 3-and-out and give me hope, and then they muffed the punt.
Yep.
And the Packers scored, and then it's just done. Fuck the Dolphins, man. Fuck them. Useless team. Absolute wet club.
Accurate.
Raiders got
All
real
right.
fucked.
Black Friday, Raiders Chiefs. Well, the Chiefs had control of this game for a while, and then they choked it away, and then they were losing. It wasn't fun when they were losing. That was great. 17-16. We knew it wouldn't last, but it was fun while it did.
That JPJ, I think that was a
Yeah,
false
we
start.
should have skipped to that. I mean, oof, oof.
I think that was a false start, man. I think they got.
I think it was too. I think it was too. And the ref at the top of the screen thought it was a false start. But
They
Lord,
they
hey,
but
man.
after they but when they determined that the Chiefs actually got the ball back, then it became a illegal shift.
yeah, right. It was oh god. I don't, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist or say the NFL's rigged or anything like that because that's not fun. But when shit like that happens so consistently for one
It really
team,
starts feeling like it.
it feels like it, right?
Ah.
It's it's so annoying, man. It's so annoying. And Trey Wingo, I haven't even checked Trey Wingo's Twitter. I bet he's saying that the Chiefs had so many things not go their way. And in individual games, that's true. But when things matter the most, like you can say good teams make their own luck, and to an extent, that's true. But at a certain point, it gets a lot, man. You can make your own luck, and then you can basically have like a fucking superpower where everything will always go your way.
yeah, man. Kansas City. To me, they're kind of old news, man. I'm kind of tired of them.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to see another team. You know what's actually kind of funny though? Speaking of the Chiefs, apparently Vikings fans online think the Lions are the Blue Chiefs.
They're the Blue Chiefs.
Dude, like
the Lions win blowouts. The Lions win blowouts. The Lions are convincing in there.
They say we're the Blue Chiefs because, to be fair, the refs were on our side against the Bears on Thanksgiving, but because of that one game, they think we're the Blue Chiefs. It's actually crazy, bro. Like how much Vikings fans hate our guts this year. Like Packers fans don't give a fuck, but Vikings fans just absolutely hate us. And I think it's because if we win the Super Bowl, they'll be the only ones in the division without a ring. And they're going to be seeding.
That's true.
So they feel a little threatened. I think they're a little threatened, boys. What if the Vikings are the Purple Chiefs and they don't know it?
It's kind of like the Bengals and the other teams in the division where it's like the Browns will just always root against the Bengals' success because they don't want to be the only ones without a Super Bowl. And the
Yeah.
Ravens will always root against Joe Burrow's success because they want to claim that Lamar's the greatest quarterback of all time and the best quarterback in the division. But you don't really hear the Steelers fans talk too much shit. Why? Because they're not insecure about their success. They know they're fucking good.
Yeah.
And they know they're historically the best team in the AFC. Patriots. No, historically, it's still the Steelers. The
No,
Patriots have just been by
I'd
far
say
the best since the 2000s.
I'd say New England.
Historically, it's the Steelers since the turn of the century, New England for sure.
Yeah.
It's like how much weight say we go back to the start of the Super Bowl era, 1968. How much weight do you put in 1968 to 2024 versus 2001 to 2024? That's the debate.
Yeah, true.
So that's funny you bring that up because it reminded me of AFC North. Me
There
more.
really are similar dynamics there, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Packers and Steelers fans can be secure in the success their teams have had.
Yeah.
Everybody else is kind of grasping for straws.
It seems the Packer fan mood is they don't really take the Lions seriously. They still talk about how the Bears still suck. Packers fans, though, you'd be surprised. They actually hate the Vikings. Like a lot of Packers fans cannot stand the Vikings.
Well, they kind of,
It's
I mean,
because Vikings fans,
they have a big brother, little brother syndrome going with the Bears right now, who is supposed to be
yeah.
their biggest rival. So,
Yeah, I think part of it is because they've been like Packers and Vikings have been pretty competitive, and Vikings fans
uh,
in particular get pretty vicious about Packers players
yeah.
and they tend to get very inhospitable about Green Bay specifically. Like there was a whole thing. Like, do you guys remember a few years ago Anthony Barr injured Aaron Rodgers?
Hmm.
There was a
Yep.
big contingent of Vikings fans that were celebrating that, and
No.
Packers fans got very angry about that.
Uh,
Rightfully so, but
right. In that case, yeah, I get it.
it kind of spurred that animosity.
Oh, there you go. The Blue Chiefs, but the Red Chiefs win again. The Red Chiefs, the Reds, the CCP, the Chief, the Chiefs Communist Party wins again. But anyways, that brings us into Sunday's action. Where I know Rob said he had to be a little bit faster, and guess what? We're an hour and 6 minutes in, so much for faster. We'll try to go through picks kind of quick. Rob, you won picks last week, so who's starting?
Oh, we're gonna go traditional, baby. Left to right.
Left to right. All right. Well, in that case,
Incoming perfect week, boys. Incoming.
Yeah,
it's you're 4-0 so far, so maybe. Anyways, so starting with Chargers Falcons. Chargers 1-point favorites in Atlanta. Two kind of cursed franchises, but that doesn't matter in week 13 in 2024. If it was a Super Bowl, maybe, but it's not. Chargers are just playing much, much better football right now than the Falcons are on pretty much every level. So I feel comfortable taking the Chargers to win here. 1 point is basically a pick them. So
yeah, I think I'm with you, Bo. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Yeah, in a pick'em scenario, I'm gonna go better quarterback here.
yeah. Next up here, two teams I've talked about a lot today: the Steelers and the Bengals. Steelers are 3-point dogs in the jungle. Bengals coming off a bye week. Steelers coming off a loss to the Browns. I'll give my thoughts on this game when it's my turn to pick, but I'm picking last. So go ahead, boys. Go ahead, Daniel.
Push. I think Bengals win by exactly 3.
There you go. I'll take
I'm gonna
it.
go Steelers here. Because they'll have black magic enough that
Yeah,
with
black
points
magic.
they'll be good.
I haven't talked about the Bengals in a while, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. I haven't talked about them. God, man, I don't know what to expect from this team coming out of the bye. No, they normally play pretty good coming out of the bye in the Zach Taylor era. Steelers coming off an embarrassing loss. They're gonna want to get back on track. They've had the Bengals number, especially in Cincinnati the past couple of years. It's funny the Bengals have played these games closer in Pittsburgh than Cincinnati typically. Last year being a kind of an exception, but Jake Browning was starting, so it was weird. Um, I don't know. I just don't have any faith in this Bengals team right now, man. Dude, would I be surprised if they cover this? Absolutely not. I actually think in a lot of levels, especially offensively, they're still a better team than the Steelers, but they're also much, much worse coached. So I'll take the better coach team with the points here. So I hope they surprise me though. And hey, with Daniel picking the push, if the Bengals win a blowout, all three of us lose this one. So I won't even miss a game on it. So fingers crossed for a blowout. Anyways, Robert, you're leading us off with Cardinals Vikings.
Give me the
Vikings,
Vikings.
3.5 point home for okay. Didn't even let me finish. Vikings. I agree with you. I think Cardinals fell back down to earth a little bit last week, and I think that continues on Sunday.
Bro, they're not a 10-2 team. How are they 9-2, bro? You know, I have this like struggle right now in my head between how can the Vikings go 10-2, and I know Kyler Murray is just gonna get dicked down by Brian Flores' defensive scheme. Give me the Vikings, man. Jesus Christ, dude. I hope to God I'm wrong, please.
Yeah. Colts.
The
Patriots,
10.
man. What was a very fun rivalry 15 years ago. Now it's just Colts Patriots. Colts 2.5 point home or sorry, road favorites against the Pats. Pats are wearing their throwbacks. Will it matter? It didn't matter last time they wore them. Colts are gonna be without Josh Downs, which definitely hurts them offensively. And they're playing. Oh, they're playing. They got the whole Lions syndrome thing because they played the Lions last week. You know what? I'm taking the Patriots winner upset.
You know what? Yeah, I have a feeling Patriots will probably do something here.
I'm gonna go Indy here. An AR I trust.
Jets Hawks. Jets. Or sorry, Seahawks 1 point favorites on the road taking on Jets team that is crashing and burning. Is this the Jets' first game? Yeah, this is the Jets' first game since they fired Joe Douglas. That's fun for them, I guess. Probably not.
New GM
Daniel,
elect.
how you feeling?
I'm feeling like the Jets are gonna win this game.
Really? Rob?
I am taking the Seahawks. This is Gino's first game playing the Jets in New Jersey since he left the team. Extra motivation.
There you go. I'm also saying Seahawks. I feel pretty comfortable about that one. I think they're just a much better team. Um, doing a lot well. Which the Jets cannot say they are. Titans commies. Titans coming off a big division win last week. Meanwhile, commies coming off a big division loss last week. Still, commies are 5.5 point home favorites. Rob.
I'm gonna go commies.
I concur. I think they're still able to put up points last week. Yeah, I've got some questions about the Commanders right now, but the Titans still give me quite a bit of pause.
Yeah, I think the Commanders rebound, and they have a pretty good game on Sunday.
Houston versus the Ville. Houston looking to bounce back after their loss to the Titans last week. Did Jacksonville play last week? Or Jacksonville on bye? Yeah, Jacksonville I think was on bye this past week. So yeah, Jacksonville's coming off a bye. Houston 3.5 point favorites in the Ville. Houston always plays pretty good in Jacksonville. They're the opposite of Indy. I think they're still pissed about last week. They're looking for some revenge. Give me Houston cover.
Yeah, Houston's got to beat the spread, man. They're gonna have a good game. They'll rebound.
If they don't rebound, I might never pick them again.
Dude, low key, me too.
Robert.
I'm gonna go Houston here.
Kind of a chalky week so far, not gonna lie. On to the late games. Only 3 of them this week. Rams, Saints. Rams are 2.5-point favorites on the road, taking on a Saints team that's been playing pretty good football as of late and is also coming off a bye. Daniel, who you got?
I got the Rams.
Rams to cover 2.5. All right, Robe.
I'm taking Rams. This is definitely a must win for them.
All right. I'm going with the upset pick here. I think New Orleans, the streak they're on, how well they're playing right now. Am I falling for it? Maybe, but they're also coming off a bye. Rams kind of got pants last Sunday night. We'll see. I think the Saints are playing good football. They're at home, and I'm getting points. Taking the Saints, at least to cover. Tampa, Carolina. Tampa, 6-point road favorites. Who's leading this one off? Rob, you're leading this one off. Tampa favored by 6.
I'm taking Tampa here. They're playing good ball.
I'm gonna pick Carolina to cover. I think Tampa wins, but I think Carolina's able to cover. They've been playing a lot of teams close lately. Bryce Young actually the past couple weeks has not been playing bad football either. He's been playing all right. Not elite, but he's been playing all right, which is more than we could say for early on in the season. So I think Carolina finds a way to make this game close, especially with Tampa's struggles on defense.
You mentioned the struggles on defense, and I do see what you're saying, Bo, but I think Tampa's done a really good job this year beating up on scrub teams as far as just like beating up on bottom tier teams. I think Tampa beats the spread. Yeah. I think Baker shows up.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, I got 2 lone wolf picks in a row there. So the late games where I'm gonna have to make some strides. Anyways, Philly, Baltimore. Philly, 3-point dogs on the road. This is gonna be a fun game. I'm not gonna lie. This will be exciting. Two tough teams, playing really high level football at the same time. Part of me wants to pick Philly just because of how well they're playing in so many different phases of the game, offensively, defensively. The Ravens' run defense is where their defense is actually pretty solid. Their pass defense is where it struggles. So I don't know if Philly's got the horses to take advantage of that. Philly's defense is good all around, but I can't forget how good Lamar is in those fucking NFC games. So I'm going to take the Ravens to cover here.
I think this game, the Ravens show their stuff and Philly takes a bit of a hit, and your boy feels a bit of relief in the seeding competition.
I'm going to go Philly here. I think they're just playing really good right now. And Ravens defense hasn't been so hot.
It has not been, that's for sure. Niners, Bills. Bills, 6-point favorites against a banged up Niners team, and this game's gonna be played in a snowstorm as well. Important to note. I'm sure other guys from Santa Clara are really gonna enjoy that. Daniel, how you feeling?
I think Bills win by at least 10.
Bills are me rolling. Give them the Bills.
Yeah, I agree. They're playing really, really good football. The Bills are the best team in the AFC right now. Like, not on paper. On paper, the seeding still says the Chiefs are the best, but obviously the Bills beat the Chiefs. And they're playing unbelievable right now. So yeah, give the Bills to cover. Comfortably so, might I add. They're also coming off a bye. So that also helps. And then Rob, you're closing it off. Monday Night Football.
This spread's quite big to me. I know Denver's playing well. Cleveland's not very good, but I mean they just beat the Steelers. I'm gonna take the Browns.
Taking Cleveland.
Too big for me.
I disagree. Denver's playing good football right now, man, and they're taking care of a lot of the teams. They're taking care of a lot of schlub teams that get thrown in front of them. Cleveland's another schlub team. I think the Broncos can cover this one comfortably.
I think Denver's gonna have a good game, man. Honestly, I've been very anti-Broncos, I think, in these picks leading up to this week, but nah, man, I gotta take them here. They're playing better every week. Bo Nix is actually looking pretty good.
Yep. Important to note, again, Bo Nix, I know we were not necessarily big fans of him. He's had a very good couple of weeks. I think it's 3 weeks in a row he's won Rookie of the Week. So there you go. But there it is. That's it. Week 13 picks are in. We're gonna talk about all these next week live. Next time we talk
Oh,
NFL,
it's
it'll
so
be
exciting.
live. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
fun. It's gonna be a fun time, boys. But that is it for this edition of the West Coast Draft Podcast. It is almost 12:30 Arizona time, so gonna hop off here shortly. Closing thoughts, Mr. Daniel.
Vikings are not a 10-2 team, bro. They're not. I'm sorry.
About to be.
Hope not.
That's closing thoughts, Mr. Rob.
If one of us has a perfect week, only one of us has a perfect week. If one of us click like,
Oh.
if one of us subscribe, all of us subscribe. Thanks for watching.